welcome you to join a new chapter in exploration as we come together to launch MegaXplore. Our group of intrepid explorers pool their collective knowledge and use their self-reliant overlanding vehicles to explore the planet's wildest places and take you along for the journey. So join us as we page through our map books to discover new places and seek a newfound appreciation for the beauty of the natural world. Sunrise reveals the true colors of the wild coast. Situated south of Coffee Bay, our beach campsite is wedged between the mangrove islands of the estuary and the remainder of what must have been a breathtaking milkwood forest. Some say there is nothing as refreshing as a tented night's sleep, and with the sound of zips filling the morning air, it seems to be true as our team is abuzz and excited for the day. Today is the day that we will push the limits of our Garmin overlanders as well as our map reading skills as we interpret paper maps and read the warnings highlighted by Transkei Africa on our GPSs. But for now, it's time to pack up before heading inland.
So the destination for today is Anchorage. That's sort of on the other side of Coffee Bay. If you know the Wild Coast, you'll understand that there's a lot of hills and valleys, and every valley is a big challenge to cross if there's not a proper gravel road with a bridge. And typically these bridges are built further back from the ocean, like 10, 20 kilometers back from the ocean. So you can perfectly well drive yourself on gravel roads around there, and on Transkei Africa we map those roads as gravel roads. But then there's all these little shortcuts which are four-wheel drive tracks on our maps, and you never know if you're going to be able to pass through there on a given day. So there's so much that plays into whether the river is running too high or whether the muddy sections are just completely impassable. So we'll have to see how it goes. We're going to try the first obstacle. We're going to try crossing the Kora River behind us. If we get down to the river and we can't cross, then we turn around and we come back and we take the gravel road around.
We planned our route and we got to this point where we went down. Dre and myself went with a fortunate to go and scout and recce the route, and it was seriously overgrown. It's a lot of water down there, so we're not going to risk it today. We're not going to go down there and not be able to come back.
Okay, Johanna, I heard you quickly discussing something there with Dreyer about another route we might be able to take instead of going back the whole 39 k's. How far are we from there?
Yes, Dion, it's a long way around to get to the exit point of where we want to go. So we're about 8 kilometers from this little town, and there's another route on the map that also crosses the Kora River, and I think it's just worthwhile going to check that out. It will save us a lot of time if we can get through there, and if we can't, then we turn back, and then we might have to make the decision to rather head straight for Hole in the Wall than having to come back to the other side of this valley, because we're going to have to drive out of it again as well.
Well, that sounds a great idea. Let's hopefully we can get through there and driving the full way back. It's also not what we came for, so let's hope we can get through the river there.
Copy that, yes. If the river is not too high, then we must try really hard to get through there. I didn't see any warnings on the map about being dangerous and so forth, so let's hope for the best.
Okay, thanks, Johan.
As the convoy crawls down the rolling hills, we realize there is no way through, and Kurt turns to me saying he now understands why the locals at the Shebeen shook their heads and pointed in the opposite direction when we drove past them. Our banter comes to an abrupt end when we realize the week of rain has forced us into another compromising situation that requires some snatch and winch work. Now that we look around us, Fritz raises a valid point. How did these houses and Jojo tanks find themselves down here? cannot think of a more picturesque place to recover a vehicle, but that is not why we came. The coast is one rolling hill away, but for us, it's back to the overlanders to find an alternative route. Eventually, we leave the hills behind us, and now Transkei Africa shows us a maze of rivers, one after the other. We crisscross these lifelines of the African continent.
Okay, so Jason slid off the wet track here, so we're going to recover from the front, and Johan's going to try and stabilize the vehicle from the back so it doesn't slide down the slope. We're on a slope at the moment down into the river itself, which could get dangerous, so we're just going to hold him firm so it doesn't slide as he gets pulled forward.
If there is one constant the strip has taught us, it is not how to use a winch, but rather that teamwork always leads to success.
Okay, Jason, drive your wheel slightly. Slowly. You gotta feel it.
When weather permits, the drone has become a valuable scouting tool, enabling us to see the lay of the land and assess crossings we would not be able to see from the vehicles.
Trey, are you sure you saw nothing?
Are you meaning, can it be crossed or can't it be crossed?
Yep.
It's difficult to tell from the screen. If you want to go and investigate, have a look, let us know.
Okay.
Beyond there, right next to the fence. There's no way we're going to go through there.
So back we go through the rivers and to our point of interest for the day, the hole in the wall. For some of us on the team, today marks an accomplishment of a 30-year-long dream to drive to the coast and see this extraordinary rock formation. The hole pierced through the sandstone and shale formations was caused by the relentless wave action of the wild coast, resulting in a hole large enough that when the tide is right and the weather align, some say you can sail through its center. A place to be respected and marveled for its natural beauty. After achieving one of our expedition goals, we head to Anchorage Hotel for the night. This time, Transkei Africa brought us straight here, without any tire spinning or turning back on ourselves.
When you use these tracks, you always have to use them with caution. You have to go and scout it. You can't just believe that a four-wheel drive track is still intact. But we use the app. I've used the app a lot to scout around and see what, just to get the lay of the land. And if you zoom in deep enough on the map, you can get little messages that's on our map to say, dangerous descent, dangerous river crossing. So in one stage, we actually decided not to try that because the other ones that we thought were going to be easier was already slippery and I think dangerous already. So rather not risk it, use the information that's there and make a decision.
While going on a trip, maybe a bag or two of wood in it. Late in the trip, brings all the rubbish out. Whatever we take in, we always bring out.
For our team of intrepid adventurers, today was special. We got to experience the raw power of nature, seeing water carve through solid rock, and end our day relaxing along the wild coast, taking a breather while we can, as we do not know what tomorrow will bring. Produced by Pin Media Productions, Our Lens, Your Story, in association with 4x4 Megaworld, your complete outdoor world. Sponsored by Tracks for Africa, Travel Africa Informed, Mickey Thompson Tires, Legendary Off-Road Tires, Melville and Moon, Safari Outfitters, Garmin, you'll be lost without it. Join the adventure at MegaXplore.